r/NoSleep. Every night, I wake up somewhere else. I'm starting to think I never woke up at all. My life is nothing remarkable. I wake up, go to work, push papers for a company that doesn't know I exist, and come home too drained to think about anything beyond my basic needs. But lately, I've been avoiding sleep. Not because of insomnia, but because of what happens when I close my eyes. At first, I thought they were just dreams, nightmares, even. But they never change. Not in 23 years. Every night, I wake up somewhere else, a place that feels half-remembered, like a distorted memory of my childhood home. The air is thick, stagnant, and filled with the scent of something old and rotting. The walls breathe. Not in the way a house settles, but like lungs inhaling a slow, deep breath. The layout is always the same, a single corridor stretching too long to be real. Every door along the hallway is slightly ajar, as if something had just passed through. I always have the same impulse, I have to keep moving forward. The house watches me. I can feel it. And then, after a few steps, I hear it. A whisper. Not in my ears, but inside my skull. A voice that sounds like a choir of children speaking all at once, out of sync. Why do you keep coming back? I never answer. I never turn around. Each step I take warps the corridor, stretching the walls taller, the ceiling pressing down lower, suffocating me with its weight. The whispers multiply. My feet grow heavy, like something unseen is trying to drag me back. And then I see it. A figure at the end of the hall, its back turned to me. Dressed in something ragged and damp, its head slightly cocked as if listening. Every instinct in my body screams to run, but I never do. I can't. I just stand there, waiting for the moment I know will come. The moment it moves. It always starts the same way. A sharp, jerking motion as its head snaps to the side, just enough for me to see its face. If you could call it that. Hollow pits where eyes should be. A stretched, gaping maw that doesn't quite match the shape of a human mouth. A terrible, unnatural grin. Except last night. Last night, it didn't move. It didn't turn. It just stood there, waiting. Then, in a voice like bone scraping against metal, it spoke. You don't belong here anymore. The walls shuddered, the whispers stopped, and for the first time in 23 years, I woke up before the nightmare could finish. I don't know what it means. I don't know if that's good or bad. But tonight, for the first time in my life, I'm afraid to close my eyes. I sit on the edge of my bed, the pale glow from the street lamp outside casting long shadows across the walls of my apartment. They seem to stretch and curl in ways they shouldn't, like they're alive, subtly moving when I'm not directly looking at them. The clock on my nightstand ticks louder than usual, each second slamming into my skull like a hammer. I haven't blinked in what feels like hours, afraid that even the brief darkness behind my eyelids will be enough to drag me back there. The place that isn't a dream. I splash cold water on my face for the third, no, fourth, time tonight, gripping the sink until my knuckles turn white. My reflection in the cracked bathroom mirror stares back at me, eyes bloodshot and sunken, dark circles etched into my skin like bruises. But something is wrong. My reflection blinks a second too late, just a fraction of a second after I do. I stumble back, my heart thundering in my chest. Maybe it was just the exhaustion. Maybe I'm losing my mind. But deep down, I know better. I haven't been the same since last night. The voice lingers in my mind, you don't belong here anymore. What did it mean? Where is here? This apartment? This life? Or worse, was this the dream? The thought grips me with icy fingers. I need answers. Driven by equal parts fear and desperation, I pull out the dusty box tucked away in my closet. It's filled with old photos, letters, and trinkets from a childhood I barely remember. I'm looking for something, anything, that can explain why that place feels more real than this one. My fingers shake as I flip through the faded pictures of birthday parties and family vacations. Smiling faces, bright colors, moments frozen in time. But then, tucked between two old birthday cards, I find a photo I don't recognize. It's my childhood home. Except, it isn't. The house is the same layout from my dreams, one long corridor instead of rooms. The walls bare, wallpaper stripped away, leaving dark stains like shadows that refuse to leave. And standing at the very end of the hallway, partially obscured by darkness, is it? The figure. Its face is a blur, but the outline is unmistakable. That grotesque, inhuman grin burned into my memory. My breath catches. This isn't possible. I flip the photo over, my fingers trembling. There's something written in shaky handwriting, "Don't let it in." That's when the lights go out. The sudden darkness is suffocating. I can't move, can't breathe. I hear something, a faint whisper, like static, growing louder, closer. "Why do you keep coming back?" No. This isn't real. I fumble for my phone, using the dim screen to cut through the darkness. But as the light flickers across the room, I see it. Standing in the corner. Motionless. Watching. Its hollow eyes fixed on me, darker than any shadow, deeper than any void. But this time, I don't wake up. I back away slowly, pressing myself against the wall, my heart racing so fast it feels like it might burst. The figure steps forward, its movements jerky, unnatural, like a puppet on frayed strings. That voice again. Like glass shards scraping against metal. "You're already asleep." I shake my head violently, tears streaming down my face. "No," I whisper. "I'm awake. This is real." It steps closer. I can smell it now, a mix of decay and something metallic, like rusted iron. "You never woke up." With a sudden burst of adrenaline, I bolt for the door, yanking it open and sprinting down the hallway. But it's not my apartment hallway anymore. It's the hallway. The same endless corridor from my nightmares. The door's slightly ajar. The walls breathing. I scream, but no sound comes out. I run until my legs give out, collapsing onto the floor. The figure is already there, standing over me, its grin gone. Just hollow pits where eyes should be. Then it kneels, bringing its face inches from mine. For the first time, I see what's inside those voids. Reflections. Of me. Thousands of versions of me, all screaming silently. The game is over. It leans in closer, and I feel the cold, empty pull of its voice. It's time to wake up. I gasp, sitting up in my bed, drenched in sweat. Morning light filters through the blinds. My alarm clock blares its usual shrill tone. I'm home. I'm awake. Or at least, I think I am. But when I glance in the mirror, my reflection doesn't blink.